guys, this is TECHdrakeD on Diamond and Pearl Battle Tower walkthrough part 3. This video got requested to me by Donpatch4312. Thank you for the request, and I hope this helps. Basically, in this part I'm going to explain what DVs and IVs are and how they can help you in defeating the Battle Tower. First off, DVs and IVs are exactly the same. Okay? DVs stand for deter values, and IV stands for individual values. DVs were used in the first and second gen, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Silver, Gold, and Crystal. And then in the third generation, they changed it to IVs, and they're being used in the third and fourth. So you don't really need to worry about DVs because they're exactly the same. And if you're looking to defeat the Diamond and Pearl Tower Tycoon, you only have to worry about IVs, as DVs are exactly the same. Okay, IVs are the individual values that make every Pokemon unique in the game. All the numbers are totally different, and there isn't a Pokemon with the same stats anywhere. Okay, the IVs basically are numbers which you can't see in the game, and they vary from 0 to 31. 31 being the highest and strongest, and 0 being the lowest and weakest. So let's say you had a Scizor with 31 attack IVs. That means it's basically probably maxed out in that particular stat and is very good, and it helps if you want to get catch and breed Pokemon for their IVs. So yeah, it does help, because I mean, if you had a Scizor with 0 attack IVs or 1 or 2, it's not going to have it's going to have high stats, but it could do better. So IVs aren't essential, but they do help in close fights. And to sort of see what your Pokemon has its strongest IV stat, in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, you see this thing here where it says loves to eat. That's basically pointing out that its highest stat is probably hit points and things. I mean, I'm not going to go in massive detail what IVs are, because you can get them off our website, and it'll help you. You just basically type in your stats and it'll come up and show you what it is. I'll leave things in a description what these IV point natures are, like loves to eat, hates to lose, all that. Okay, the next thing is natures. Now, IVs and DVs are all good, but I mean, you really need a nature to back it up. Like, as you can see, my Scrawpy here has an adamant nature, and it basically maxes out his attack and lowers his special attack. A nature is basically determines what stat is boosted and what stat is decreased. Every stat except a few take plus 10% on one stat and minus 10 on another stat. So again, if you wanted a Scizor, you'd want a nature that boosts his attack but lowers the nature that you do not need. Like in Scizor's case, it would be special attack. So adamant increases its attack stats but lowers its special attack, which won't matter because Scizor, I don't think it does have a special attack, but it's its main stats are attack. So what you want is a Pokemon, say Skarmory, that has high defense and attack and low special attack. So you basically want to play around with the natures which best suit your Pokemon, and you want to increase it in that stat and lower it in another stat that it doesn't need. In a Trick Room team's case, it would be speed, but most of the time you either decrease its attack or special attack, because in most cases a Pokemon is only good in that in either attack or special attack, not both. But I mean, Pokemon like Lucario and Electivire, they're both good in special attack and attack. So it really depends what kind of nature you want. Again, I'll leave the natures in the description. If that doesn't really make any sense, I'll give you a link to a website that shows you all the natures and explains to you what they do and how they improve. But hopefully this video should have enlightened you to what they already are. So like I say, IVs are very good and very helpful, but not necessarily essential. Whereas natures, you really want a Pokemon with a decent nature, so it has more chances of doing more damage or walling and a Pokemon's attack, your opponent's Pokemon's attack. That so yeah, you basically mold the Pokemon's IVs and natures around to what you want it to accomplish. Now, when you're breeding, you can't beat Dittos, because Dittos, they don't have a nature, a gender, so you breed it with them, and all the time it's the Pokemon you want to breed with it that gets put out in the Pokemon. Basically the egg hatches into that Pokemon you've put with the Ditto, and if you put an Everstone on the mother or a Ditto, it increases the percentage of getting a Pokemon with that its nature, which by 50%, which really helps you. So again, if I wanted a Sizzle which was adamant here, I'd get myself an adamant Ditto, give it an Everstone, and make it breed with my Scyther, to get a decent Scyther with a good nature. Again, so if you what you do is when you've got the two Pokemon you want, say like a Scyther and a Ditto with an adamant nature, what I usually do is I don't go crazy for IVs. I basically just get breed 6 or 12 Pokemon with the correct nature, and basically check their IVs. You only get a really good accurate reading on IVs if they're level 100. So what I would do is I'd hook up with a friend, or get your brother's or sister's DS and Pokemon game, and go down to the bottom of the Pokemon Center and battle and select the level 100 option and battle each other, and just jotting down the stats and then typing them into the stats calculator on a website. That way you can get a good accurate reading and be sure which one you want to choose for a decent Pokemon to train and help you to beat the battle tower. So yeah, that's about it. The videos will be on EV training and type tiers, trying to help you explain what those are. I'm sorry if, send me a message if things aren't clear enough to you. I'll try my very best to get them as clear as I can for you. I'm sorry, I'm not very confident at narrating vids, so yeah, I'm sorry if this didn't help at all, but I'm trying my very best, and thank you Donpatch 4312 for the request. And he'd just like me to say that he is actually breeding Gibbles with Outrage with Good Natures. So if you want a Pokemon, thinking of getting a Garchomp with Outrage for your team, go and message him. His channel will be in the link to his channel